Hi everybody, this is Warren Herman. Today we're going to speak about the path that we take in life. In life, especially the Christian life, we could speak of the path that we are on as a call to holiness, as a way of sanctification. All of us have the universal call to holiness. We are called to be saints. And if we think about this call, it can be illuminated by certain concepts. It can be elucidated what it really means and entails. We often think of vocation, but included in vocation is journey. Journey is very important, and we must understand that the Christian life happens within the context of what might more broadly be called the hero's journey, a journey to find wholeness, integration, and healing. It is the journey that is captured in all the mythic traditions of the world. And this journey is something that is bound up with vocation, a path of integration. This is what vocation means or includes in itself. And we can't lose touch with that dimension of vocation, because if we do, we won't fully really understand what it means to be called. Our calling is a call toward growth and change, and again, integration of the polarities within ourselves. There is this real way in which we need to keep in mind this nature of vocation, or else we can make a kind of abstract choice of what to do with our lives, losing the richness of what this path means. There is a very beautiful video that describes the nature of this journey or path, and its title is something like Meditation for Martial Arts, and it's included on the channel Martial Arts Journey with Rokas. This is a very interesting channel which describes martial arts, but has many analogous applications to the religious and spiritual life. One of the beautiful things in this video is that the guest on the video described how it is normal that our insecurities should attach themselves to our aspirations in the journey of martial arts, or what we might call the religious vocation, or our call to holiness. There is this way in which the guest describes this way in which the journey, the path, is usually approached at the outset with a kind of idolization of, for example, monks or martial artists, and that our insecurities often become part of our early journey, and that we often attempt to be strong or wise or any of these things in order to cover over different insecure aspects of ourselves. He beautifully describes how instead of staying there, we don't want to essentially, as he says it, own our journey, meaning get our ego attached to our journey and merely take an ego trip on our journey. But it is beautiful that he states that this is an ordinary way that we begin our journeys. We are immature in how we aspire to things. It is the same with relationships. We look to, adolescent relationships are often dysfunctional, and there's the same thing in our early aspirations toward any great thing, that our insecurities cloud things and our ego needs cloud things. And he describes this beautiful analogy, or this beautiful concept of how we must not own the journey with our ego, but let the journey really, be the guide. Let the journey really do its work. Let the journey own you in a way. It's kind of like this, giving us a sense like a knife is a good thing, but you can hold the knife from the wrong side. And it's so beautiful to realize that it's normal. That and he describes the martial arts communities, and he says, wow, look at how much ego there is. Look at how much, look at how we see that all the time. Or you can see the humility of people who genuinely practice their arts. And it's the same thing with the religious and spiritual landscape. There is both those things, and it is just simply human that any type of journey that we take, any type of path that we climb, there is this way in which we can approach it as an ego trip, or as a way, as a pilgrimage that leads us beyond ourselves, and we can do it at different times and some different aspects. And this is simply the nature of the path, because the path is also a path of the purification from these egoic things. Why should we assume that it will not attach to things when the whole point of the path is to purify them? Those things are implicitly there. It is implicit that the egoic things are there because there's a journey to purify our egoic way of being. So we cannot say that we should not progress on the journey, nor just simply throw out the baby with the bathwater of our childhood aspirations, whether in the context of that video toward, these idolizing these martial arts masters and their wisdom, or, idolizing monks and their wisdom. We can't really afford to get rid of these things, because these things which are symbolic, merely a symbolic expression. Sorry about the beeping of the car. These things which are a merely symbolic expression of, a kind of egoic, symbolic type thing, must become deeper, must become a sacramental and holistic path to growth. And so that is so important. So I think that is a deeply important thing, to normalize the way that ego and ego transcendence, so to speak, blend on paths which are intrinsically ordered toward the transcendence of ego. And so that is a beautiful thing. So as we close this video, let us try to think about how, we even see these things in the Bible with the Pharisees. We see this in Protestant circles, where they talk about people having a religious spirit, like meaning using religion to be like, okay, that's the fig leaves that are going to cover over everything. It's normal, because religion is the way of getting rid of fig leaves. We're all sinners. We all do that. We can't say, oh, we have to stop doing anything religious because we have this type of thing. No, it's the whole reason why we go on the path of vocation, is to find more and more ways that we're doing these kind of things. It's like, we have to, that's the whole point. And to release those things. Because we look in the scriptures, and Jesus even sees this issue with the Pharisees. They're putting their security in the law, having the law and following the law, just like Adam in the garden is hiding behind fig leaves. It's like we have to have this transformation, whereas he says our righteousness must go beyond that of the Pharisees, so that we can really know the love of God and respond to the love of God, not just be like defending ourselves. And so that's and we have to know that we're loved, and not just using these things to try to say, okay, I need to be great because I don't feel loved. The whole point is this journey toward the love of God and the response to the love of God, and that's what it's all about. So I hope that this video is helpful in normalizing the struggles of the vocational journey, so that we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, so that we realize that this is the human path, the hero's journey that we're all on, so that we can have a much more settled and realistic and compassionate approach toward our call to grow, to change, to let go of merely egoic ways of being.